So I'm just going to wait till we have somebody tune in. I'm sorry. You know, to those that see this afterwards, just skip ahead or check out the other content. Happy for you to do so. Appreciate it. I just need to make sure that I'm conserving my energy until somebody's here to connect with. Still close to that door, but it's kind of muggy raining. I'm sorry that I'm more quiet in this one. I really am. It feels awkward to me. If I had the radio on, it would be making me sing or talk about stuff probably, and YouTube wouldn't want it on. But I'm glad they do allow karaoke after all. Please stop barking, Sonny. You're annoying me. Hey! Enough of that. Sorry, I'm just finding a pillow, which one I want to bring over to this chair, because I sort of feel like I want to do it at that chair. Because it's a comfy chair, even though the cushion slides, and I'll stop moving in a moment here. And I'm so often over there. Lay down and hush. Sorry. You know, it is kind of bright out, though, so it wouldn't be really a day for getting more sleep. Sorry, I know I just sat down, but I just want to quickly do something else. Just really quickly. No, it's just that it gives the impression that it's going to because the sun is peeking through clouds. Okay, sorry I'm wandering about so much. Well, she's still behind and she's still distracted. And even if she does reply, she knows that, I think, so I don't want to give her more to see. Okay, now I'm sitting down. Practically. Seems like it sometimes. Just kidding. Don't mean to exaggerate, but I can't even put this on. Both this reaches. Just light talking is okay. Because the music. I was playing relaxation music for one of the meditations I led the other day, and the device was right next to speakers. Speakers playing it out. I could barely hear it in the playback. I don't know about you. I mean, maybe if I'd had headphones or a speaker, but I shouldn't have needed it. The struggles are real, folks. The struggles are real. You hear that? The radio just said, I'm almost surprised to hear that there's even 40,000 jobs out there, but that they've disappeared. And I was having a thought that I've had before about jobs the other day and type of hiring some places seem to do, but I never want to get into that. But yeah, 40,000 jobs don't exist anymore. That might be throughout all of Canada, but I don't know.
The rate for youth ticked up to its highest since September 2010, apart from the pandemic years. Construction saw major job losses in July. Jobs also fell in business, building, and support services, and the information, culture, and recreation sector. Economists
Yeah, and that's what I've mentioned before recently, actually, that voting, I feel, is just a disappointment. Politics are never a guarantee. It's a hard thing to run a country. Did I not close that door? I must not have, because he's going nuts. Well, you know what? He hasn't gotten his morning walk today, but it's because it's been pouring out. Um, Now I've lost my train of thought, and unfortunately, nobody's here to help me get back on that train. So I'll take it to a different destination. Where will it be? Suggestion? Oh, right. That you know, and they have the people they have to work with. I mean, we most of us will probably agree that Trump doesn't even try to do good. I think he actually possibly just tries to, possibly intentionally stirs things up, wants to stir things up all the time. And I'm surprised, that he's still in things, and even if we are elected. But again, we don't have to talk hugely about that. Um, what I did want to talk about, welcome, is just kind of some feelings I'm having this morning, and maybe you'll relate to them. Um, Maybe not all of them, and the viewer left, so whatever. Um, you didn't see that. I feel like I want to have socks on. I guess, I don't know how long I might be waiting for someone to tune in. It's true. Where? Okay. Been long enough already. Truly. Oh, that's the other thing I did really quickly want to do, though, and I guess I could. But see, when I'm not looking at the screen, I'm gonna probably want to say stuff because just in case somebody's tuned in, because I'm thoughtful like that and considerate. Whether I would care or not, I don't know. I'd distract myself or skip ahead, probably. But still saying equality. Um, um, but yeah, it didn't take long anyway. But you know, I understand if someone tunes in, they want something to be kind of happening. I'm just putting my sock on. If you're wondering what I'm doing with my leg, want something to be happening to process and hopefully engage with. Although sometimes it seems like they just want to say, okay, I clicked a video, or I don't know, just want to be impatient or judge too quickly. Um, Sometimes it seems like that. But so I can understand. Um, that. Um, but yeah, so I mean, people want to, you know, I know there's been a lot of movement, but except for this and this. Although, just looking at the back door here, there's a lot of plants by that window, and it looks like it's actually, well, again, the sky's a bit bright. Not, not really blue or gray, just like a whitish color. I mean, there's water on the door, rain water on the door. That'd be funny if rainwater turned in. Haven't heard from her in a while. And on the tree, um, there, and off dripping off the roof of the deck. So, I mean, maybe it's not raining. I can't tell. But there's supposed to be rain this afternoon, too. So part of me feels like, you know, um, like you can't even walk the dog. We just felt so unable this morning. Thank the Lord, no technical difficulties. Um, just for lack of a different phrase. Just noticing something behind me. Okay. Um, but like literally 2 minutes ago, I went and put my hand out the front door, and it felt like it was coming down still pretty good. It's going to be damp, and I don't know if I have COVID or something. I don't know. I've been feeling kind of achy and mildly a sore throat, but I did podcast a lot the other day, and then of course I existed outside of podcasting too. Sometimes just barely, but I did. Um, Mostly the sore muscles. Yesterday I had quite a bad fever. Uh, I know that makes me think of a couple of songs, but I don't know enough of them to, and I don't really know if I feel musical. One, because nobody's here right now. Two, I just don't know if I do right now. Although I am happy to say that some of our viewers have enjoyed me doing music recently in the live chat, which doesn't seem to be displaying afterwards. I noticed that Maxis was doing that too the other day when I looked back. Usually it does, though. A few times I have looked back, there wasn't even any comments, but and it had been a few hours. And then I was having difficulty chaptering a video the other day. But last night, I tried again this morning. And I'm doing what they say, how they say to do it. So I don't know. I'm also quite hungry. There was a couple places I was going to walk to today, but the weather's just not good. And for some reason, they're not on Skip, although there would have been an additional cost. So and then speak. Well, that would be a good segue. But again, I don't want to just be talking to nobody. Again, yeah, maybe people might view after the fact, but I can't guarantee that as much as I can guarantee if somebody tunes in, they're here. And hopefully they stick around and we chat. And again, it's not just about me. I mean, we could chat about, but at the same time, relating is a powerful thing, and I'm open to doing some of that with somebody or with viewers. More than one somebody, perhaps. Although one or two can really keep things moving and feeling good while rolling live. It doesn't take many. I don't know how much I would find would be too many to keep up with. Somewhere between 7 and 15, maybe. I don't know. I rarely have that many at once, so I couldn't. I mean, I look at when I'm chatting in Maxis, and I manage pretty well there. I'm not reading every single comment, but I do that. I would do that with mine, whether it's live or afterwards. Um, it was only for seconds. Like mm, I, I don't know. I don't know. Just want to try something here, although I don't think I'm going to spell it right. Hmm. Oh, baby. I'll bring this with me instead of just leaving it here for a moment. And I'm going to grab this, and this will have it there. But I mean, it was, the thing is that if I added a letter, but if I had typed it wrong, it would have told me it didn't send through. So I don't know. Oh, right. When I got up, I also meant to check if it was raining. Because, like you say, our dog hasn't had his morning walk, and it's supposed to rain this afternoon, too. I mean, he's going to get wet, but the dog. But I just want to check and see if it's raining. So that's one thing we haven't been able to do today. Um, yeah. The other thing is the other person in the house had to cab to work, which we really couldn't afford. That was probably about $30. Um, and usually bikes. So it's like also how to get home. Was just going to go in a bit late if the rain lightened or stopped. Um, and other people do bus or start earlier or finish or I don't know. Says sometimes some of them don't kind of live in the area. I keep wondering, do they go past though? Because but it doesn't sound like it. Doesn't seem like he's asked around much. But well, it's good that they have the gusto to go out and wait in the rain for a bus. Especially our transit system has went through some changes, and Barry's been on about them. I don't know if he's just updating people because he uses it, or if. And thanks for the like. Curious who we got watching. If I'm familiar with you or not yet, and where you're watching from, perhaps. Anywho, so yeah, busing didn't seem like a great option, but that was one thing he said is, other people have gotten there for a bus, so he feels a little, I think he said guilty or whatever about it. The one boss was saying, thanks, they both said, thanks for letting us know, but the other one said, when are you going to be in? And so it's like, and I've been struggling with, in the viewer left, but whatever, I've been struggling with, but was there for like a few minutes. I thought they were going to say something. I really did. Unemployment. If you've seen my channel, you know that I, am musical, I'm a healer, need meditations. Sometimes is okay, but often slow. Um, uh, Love to get photography jobs, mostly people based, not only. I mean, there's so much. This drop-in center I've been going on about, I mean, but I don't. I mostly feel like I don't want to work for someone because that, would be hit and miss. A lot of people shouldn't be bosses, right? Um, I'm not saying some aren't good. And then also, certain types of jobs, environments I couldn't do. Also, how easy is it to get to them? And I'd have to be doing it often. Um, and I'm talking about in any weather. Like, I mean, um, and even though I'm willing to learn and I think I learned fairly well, um, and there is, that would have been annoying if just as soon as he got in the cab, like a few minutes later, it stopped raining. But still, you know what? It would have been wet out there. And even drivers that are trying to be nice and careful, when the puddles are big and you got a big car, you're driving through them, you might splash somebody on this, on a bike or walking the sidewalk, which is also why, even if it stopped raining, I'm not too sure whether I want to go and pick up lunch. Man, you startled me there, thing. Um, um, and I'm not sure if I should order anything. I think kind of sense that I was looking, but yeah, with one income, and like you say, $30 for this cab probably. They like to sometimes take the long routes, right? Um, I don't know if the employer is going to cover it. They didn't seem to be saying if you call a cab, we'll cover it. I don't know if he's going to ask. And it was a small cab too. There's different sizes, right? And you don't like the color of it either, by the way. It couldn't have fit a bike in. Like I almost thought, but I don't think I would have managed to catch them, even though it did a U-turn on the street because of the rain and the puddles, and I would have had to have gotten shoes on as well, blah blah blah. But I guess I could have called him and said, "Can you get your bike in the car in case you can bike back?" But after work, but again, the puddle sling. So and I'm not sure. I thought I closed that door now, so I really don't know what the dog's barking at. Maybe he's hearing the rain at the window, or he's wanting to get out. You know, I don't want. I hope nobody, says that I'm wimpy. I mean, again, I'm slightly under the weather. I have some joint issues that the damp weather isn't really great with. Um, and even somebody who is a bit kind of more willing and able wasn't really wanting to, the other person in the home and on this channel wasn't really wanting to, wasn't um, and that's something. It doesn't really matter whether we drive or not. We still can't do it when the weather's bad. And a lot of people wouldn't. It's unfortunate because it was part of our routine. We got the extra cookies still. I had extra time to get them, although I did it right before he left. um, yeah, I don't know about continuing to keep rolling. Haven't seen a lot of activity at the top, but now I've kind of ended up saying the stuff and I kind of was doing it even though there wasn't somebody there. I think because I started to when there was, and then when they left, I thought, well, I don't just want to interrupt what I was saying. So, but anybody who watches this afterwards, or other my content or in general, well, I could speak for myself. And again, this would be great for somebody to be hearing, but nobody's here right now. But maybe afterwards, I don't mind if if you say I don't want to interrupt them by putting a comment. People are doing it all the time online, and I will either finish what I'm saying, or it'll be meant to be that I don't, and maybe I'll come back around to it. So I have ADHD. I get distracted in my own thoughts sometimes. Let alone So it's fine if somebody else does it, as long as it's a worthwhile and enjoyable distraction. um, but now the thing is they were expecting to come into work other times. How has it worked before this? Well, most of the time the weather's, we do and don't get a lot of rain here. Winters are pretty bad sometimes, but he has a winterized bike. But there was a guy that used to work there who would give rides on such days. However, he's not working there anymore. Um, he'd been working there for a long time and talking about quitting for a long time, and finally did. He was older, and it's kind of a very physically demanding job, and he may have felt they didn't get paid enough. I don't know, but I mean, if it stops raining, the dog will have to get out for a walk. It's just that So, and I mean, I'm already kind of feeling slightly symptomatic, so I wouldn't really want to worsen it, but I mean, okay, the dog's being good. So as long as he's not at the doors, because now he is. Oh, I will have to plug this in soon, but that's okay. Now he is 3 hours, about 3 hours late getting out there for his first one. And he's had some water, and he's eaten all of his morning food, actually. And he's had a rawhide because he gets vocal sometimes when I'm doing. I mean, he gets vocal. Like to see some other people do it. Yeah, so I mean, we are a little bit low on groceries right now. I could have pizza or pasta. It's just I do those so often that I'm not really interested in doing that. So I was looking for a place to order food. I'm starting to sound like Matt again because he's done that in his videos before too. And sometimes it is a bit tricky to decide and this and that. But there was something he said. I think he said he'd never been to Pizza Hut. Well, he hadn't been in a while. I was like, well, which one is it? But there was something else he said, and I can't remember what. That's just a $2 delivery fee, $1.99. Might as well say $2. Um, there was something that he said that while ordering that was like, really? That's interesting. I have never had a London fog, but I'm just looking at a cafe, I guess, that has a London fog banana bread, tea flavored with vanilla and lavender. I don't know if I'd like it, and I'm looking for something a bit more, I think, filling than that. I have buns I could have, which aren't that, but 5.25 is not bad. It's an interesting looking drink. Matcha mocha. They don't seem to have a lot. Mostly drinks and a few baked goods. Nobody's watching. Okay. Are there any chefs and butlers in the audience? Shoo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Shoo-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Shoo-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Shoo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Today's Friday, right? Yeah. I mean, doesn't like it when it rains on the weekend, but at least wouldn't have had to worry about work then. Like I say, I'm not making income enough to say you can stay home today. And of course his workplace may not like that either. And he does carry a lot of responsibility there, but anyway, we don't have to focus on, shouldn't be keeping you around if you're not helping out, because I do help in other ways. And I'm doing my best. And, he knows that I want better, that I want to be, you know, having more purpose and to be having more opportunity and money and all that. I truly still somewhat anyway, feel like I really did get some money from everyone the other day. Question is, why doesn't it happen more? Nothing this time, just kidding. Oh, because you really have to work hard to like a lot of people, not judging you. I don't know who's saying this, but you really have to work hard to. Yeah, I don't know if I can make that any neater. I guess I could, but um, we can call that progress some other time. But to they should put new things at the top, but I guess they want to put classics. There's everything on it, like dollar stores, convenience stores, and something else I can't remember I saw. This one actually reminds me of one of Maxie's viewers because the name is a little bit A and V. I'm sure that he has somebody with that name there. $17, almost 18 for a Greek salad or a Caesar salad. I mean, that kind of makes me want to stop looking right there. I mean, that's expensive salad, and it's not even that unique. I wonder, is there a section to look up new places? I would think so. They do have a nice deal on, okay, new. They still have, nice photos and stuff, but along the top, the little icons, they're more like clip art now. They used to be like actual pictures, I think. And that's right. That's something I don't like. When I click a filter and it does not seem to apply, because I can tell you the first number of ones that they're showing, and some of them were more like stores, aren't new. These aren't new. That one has been in the city for 40 or 50 years. And that annoys me. It really does. You know, I know I could maybe just look past it. But again, $30 for the cab ride, you know. So most likely, I'm thinking it's probably going to be, how anybody that's ever taken a cab knows it climbs fast, right? I'm thinking it's probably going to be, and I think it does that stoplights too, although I don't know if he's going to have many along the way. God, I hope he didn't get a train though, because I believe there's a train track on the way. Um, I don't. I don't know. I mean, they're in the business of making money. I don't know if they would say we'll dock this off because we're sitting idle for so long. But might be 20. I mean, I'm thinking of when we that crazy time when we went to Barry. Um, Basically, this guy, he was misleading and or at least somewhat misleading, and it was very disappointing. And that was close to the airport. That was pretty far. That was probably a 30 or 40-minute car ride, and I think it was about 20-25 bucks. So, I mean, we'd rather not have to spend it still, but so maybe it won't be too bad. The dog's laying there nice, not asking to go out, so maybe I won't. I don't think I'm going to show him this. I mean, we're almost finished watching that one, and then there's at least two others I want to show him, mine and maybe others. Uh, and we're partway through one of them. So, and this one is really just, unfortunately, the bulk of it is me complaining. But sometimes we got to do that, right? And the other thing is, it was quite early in the morning, and a lot of other people work too. Now, does she have a call option? I'd feel weird because I'm not familiar. No, no, I think the person has to add you for the call option to happen. Oh, she's back. No, those angels and that's for sure. I mean, in a way, it's good that he's getting in because I don't like the title of those two songs showing in that playlist, but because then he's got the shift. This guy is feeding. Oh, and he has a nice nose ring. Um, this guy is feeding his friends pineapple on the beach, and I think when he says "until they notice," he means other people on the beach. I believe. Was that? Never know what those shorts are going to show you. I really should not be looking at interesting combination. Well, it does. It feels kind of weird just to be sitting here quietly, as much as it also wasn't that enjoyable to be sitting here with nobody here. It's just one of those podcasts, I guess. sun's went in a little bit, but with my slightly sore neck and throat and ear, and the fact that I actually did sleep pretty well last night, I don't really think I should go back to bed. As tempting as it is. So, what I'd really like to do, yeah, yes, that video on YouTube. Um, I'm surprised nobody else laughed, but 26, and then as soon as I click it, 28 people heard it and liked this very interesting artwork. But I don't think I'm going to show it here because it's a little. Some people may say it's inappropriate. Well, that's weird. I just spilled coffee there or something. Didn't know it. It's not like I have a whole lot else to do until it stops raining, and even then, not a ton. But like I say, this is kind of boring. If somebody was here to engage with, that would be one thing. But so wrap up, I may. Yeah, I do not want pizza passes, so I guess I mean go spend that money and then. Yeah, okay. Talk to you later. Definitely wasn't my best video, but probably wasn't my worst.